To get started, you want to take a button, and then you want to take one of your cords, and you want to thread your cord onto your button. You want to thread it through one hole, and then through the other side. And then you want to take the other end of your cord and then match the ends, and then just pull your button along until it's in the centre. And then you want to take your other cord and you want to do the same thing again. So once you've done, your button should look like that. And then you can take your board and you want to clip your button to the top of your board. And then take in your shortest two threads you want to clip these at the bottom of your board, so like that. And then to get started, you want to do a square knot, so you're going over the top of your holding cords and then this cord over this one and then pulling it through. And to complete your square knot, you want to do the same thing but underneath, and then this one underneath, and then pull it through. And then do the same thing again. You want to go over, over and through, and then under, under and through. And for the second part of your pattern, you want to unclip the cords from the bottom of your board, take this one free, and then clip these two. And then, ignoring the outside cord, you want to take this cord and knot over the top of these two cords. So you go over and then pull it through, and then under and pull through. And once you've done that, you can take your two colours for your shortest cords and clip them to the board again. And then you want to repeat what you did at the top and do 2 square knots. Next, you want to remove your clip from these cords that were attached to the board, and then pull this one free and clip these two to the bottom of the board. And you want to do what you did there, but going in the other direction. So you want to go over and through, and then under and through. And then you can unclip from the bottom of the board and take these cords and reattach them to the bottom of the board. And then you can do 2 square knots again. And once you've done your 2 square knots, you're back to what you did there. So you want to remove from the board and then clip the 2 cords on your left hand side, and then do a knot of these. So just go over and through, and then under and through, and then reattach your shortest cords to the bottom of the board and do 2 square knots again. And you're basically just going to keep repeating this all the way down until you've got the bracelet as long as you want it. So once you've got your bracelet as long as you want it, you should end up with something that looks like this. And then you just want to make a fastening for your buttonhole. So you can take one of the cords that you're working over in the centre, and then take one of your outside cords. You want to go over the top and through, and then under and through. And you want to do as many of these knots as you need to fit your button through. And however many you need will depend on the size of your button, so it is a good idea to check as you're going along just to make sure it will fit when you're finished. And you want to do this at both sides. So when you've done both sides, you should end up with something that looks like this. So then you can take your holding cords and reattach them to the bottom of your board, and then you just want to do a couple of square knots to fasten your buttonhole together. So once you've done, you can remove your bracelet from the board, and then you want to trim and seal any tail ends. So I'm going to use a lighter to seal my tail ends, but you could use glue if you preferred. And that is your completed macrame bracelet.